Video starting. Ivriyana Chai. Yeah, so what the world needs now. It's Torah, sweet Torah. Okay. Okay, so we'll start here. Okay, so 19:1. The two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. Now Lot saw and stood up to meet them, and he bowed face to the ground. Hebrew here. V'iveu sheni emelakim sadeha v'arev v'lot yeshiv v'shar Sodom v'yira Lot v'kim l'karetim v'yeshetachu apim aretzaha. 19:2. And he said, Behold, now, my lords, turn about, please, into your servant's house, spend the night and wash your feet, then wake up early and go your way. And they said, No, rather we will spend the night in the square. Vayomar haneha na Adonai sorur na al beit avadechem v'eleinu v'rechetzu v'galekem v'hesha kametem v'halakatem l'derekekem vayomru le ki v'rechuv nalim. And my Hebrew is not exactly fantastic, so please forgive me. And if anybody sees this and wants to give me some pointers on how to enunciate Hebrew better, I'll accept it. Okay. And he urged them very much. So they turned toward him and came to his house. He made a feast for them and baked matzahs, and they ate. Ve'afetzer bim me'ad ve'asuru alev ve'aveu al betu ve'es lahim v'shtehau umitzot afeha ve'akalu. And if so, I'm wearing a yarmulke underneath my hat, and I encourage, if you're Jewish, wear a yarmulke while listening to Torah study. I just wear it underneath my hat because, yeah. So my head looks weird, shaved. But I shave everything besides this. It's like a paste, so I guess it's a little bit of insecurity from my head looking kind of goofy. But we're on a okay. They had not yet lain down when the townspeople, Sodomites, converged upon the house, from young to old, all the people from every quarter. Torem Isha Kevu Venashi Ha'ir Anashi Sodom Nasbu Al Habeit Vene'ar Ve'ad Zakin Kol Haim Mekitzaha. Then they called to Lot and said to him, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them. Vayikra'u al Lot Vayamru lo Eiha Hanashim Asher Be'u Alecha Halailaha Hutseim Aleinu Benadeha Atum. Lot went out to them to the entrance and shut the door behind him. Vayitze Elohim Lot HaPatachaha Lehadelot Safir Acharev. And he said, I beg you, my brothers, do not act wickedly. Vayomer al na achi tereu. See now, I have two daughters who have never known a man. I shall bring them out to you, and do to them as you please, but to these men do nothing, inasmuch as they have come under the shelter of my roof. Panea na li sheti venot asher le yedeu eish vayitziha na atehin alekem ve'asu lahin tov ve'enekem rak le'aneshem al al dover ki al kin le'u mitzvah kareti. Okay, so actually, I wasn't planning on doing adding any commentary into this, but there's so much mistranslated from just like a there's so many misunderstandings and let's read some commentary on that section. I think I'd read some commentary on that section, do some justice to it. So, okay. Also, I'm curious. Okay. So, let's see here. So we got. So it says here Lot. This is Stone Edition Chumash. Okay. So it says Lot was a perplexing hero. On the one hand, he risked his safety, if not his life, to defend the angels. On the other hand, incredibly, he offered his own children to the crazed mob. Usually, a man will fight to the death for the honor of his wife and daughters. Yet this man offered his daughters to be dishonored. Said the Holy One, blessed is he, to him, by your life it is yourself that you keep them. Said the Holy One, blessed is he, to him, by your life it is for yourself that you keep them. Because the end was that the drunken Lot lived with his daughters, and they conceived by him. Verse 36, Tanchuma. He made a further appeal that as long as the guests were under his roof, they were under his personal protection, and his fellow Sodomites should desist for his sake. And let's go ahead, because I'm curious to get like a full round picture of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and usually I segment this where I go like just do the overview the night before, which is technically the beginning of the day from a Jewish perspective, and then in the morning, following chakras or before chakras, doing the Ramban and doing when I study like breaking up into sections. But I'm curious, very curious about let's get a full round picture of it right now. So there we go with the Ramban here. Ramban's really good about providing a lot of different commentators in like they're representative of like the entirety of the thought. From my perspective, I feel like but I'm not moving. I don't want to say that in a way where like the reverse is that I'm saying that in light of the other things not being that way. I'm just saying that in light of it, this is a positive way. It's important to be able to learn how to say something positive without it automatically having a reflex towards the negative, I think. That being said, let's study some Torah. That's the best way to gain wisdom here. Okay. 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 Decent amount of commentary on this. As could be imagined, because it's like to anybody, it's like it hits the ear and you have a question of like, wait, what? Why did he do that? For one, Lot is not Abraham. So this is, learn how to act and how God interacts through us, the Jewish people, through looking through the lives of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the forefathers. I don't want to give too much of my own opinion here because I could be wrong, So, but Lot is not Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, but part of the whole aspect. Okay, so there's not of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, okay, I shall bring them out to you. Eretzia na Tehin Alachem, coming from the Ramban. Ramban analyzes Lot's intention in offering his daughters. From the praise of this man, Lot, we recognize his reprehensibility. For on the one hand, he exerted himself greatly for the sake of his guests to save them, and because they had come under his shelter, because they'd come under the shelter of his roof. But the fact that he needs to appease the men of the city by relinquishing his daughters to promiscuity, this was nothing but evil-heartedness, for it showed that the matter of promiscuity with women was not considered repugnant in his eyes, and in his opinion, he was not doing a great injustice to his daughters. Thus our sages say, the custom of the world is that a person gives himself over, risks his life to defend his daughters and wife, and is ready to kill or be killed for their sake. But this one, Lot, gives over his daughters for others to make sport with them. So the Holy One, blessed is He, said to him, in the end, you will see that you are preserving them for yourself. Midrash Tanchuma, Vayera 12. When did Lot become aware of the fact that his guests were in fact angels? That's the next question here. So when did Lot become aware of the fact that his guests were in fact angels? Now Lot was afraid for the visitors because he thought that they were ordinary men. However, when they struck the men of the city with blindness, verse 11, and he said to him, for we are about to destroy this place, and Hashem sent us to destroy it, verse 13, then he recognized their identity and put his faith in them, doing all that they commanded him to do. Okay, so really I wanted to get some clarity on the Lot's intention of offering his daughters, and I feel like that commentary really does a lot. So it's to make sure that it's understood that this is not like not speaking in praise of Lot for doing such a thing. As a matter of fact, Hashem, the Holy One, blessed be He, as is stated in the Ramban, says that you're doing this, Lot will realize that he ends up doing it for his own sake. So yeah, that's why you don't see, we'll just keep it there. And let's keep going. Okay, in verse 19:9, they said, stand back. And they said, this fellow came to sojourn and would act as a judge. Now we will treat you worse than them. And pressed exceedingly upon the man, upon Lot, and they approached to break the door. Okay, so Tet, Vayomru Yesh, Haleha, Vayomru Echad, Be Lager, Beishpat, Shafut, Ata, Neve, Lach, Mehem, Via Fetzeru, Be'esh, Be'lot, Ma'ir, Be'ageshu, Be'shaber, Hedolot, Yod, the men stretched out their hand and brought Lot into the house with them, and closed the door. V'yishlachu nation et yodam v'yaviyu et Lot Elohim Embeteha et Hedalet Sagaru. And the men who were at the entrance of the house, they struck with blindness from small to great, and they tried vainly to find the entrance. And 11, Yod Aleph, and the Ed nation Asher Petach, and Beit Hakul, and Mesona Kerem, Makatan, and the Ad Gadol, the Aleu, the Mitzeh, Petach. 12. Then the man said to Lot, whom else do you have here? A son-in-law, your sons, or your daughters? All that you have in the city remove from the place. The 12 at Yod Beit. Vayomru Heneshim al Lot ad Milach Teha Chatin Uvanecha Uvanetecha Lekol Asher Lach Leir Hutze Min Hemakum. For we are about to destroy this place for their outcry has become great before Hashem, so Hashem has sent us to destroy it. Ki mishchaitem anachnu et hemakom hazeha ki gadaleha tza'aketem tzadi ein kuz tetmim tza'aketem et panei Adonai v'yishalachenu Adonai v'shachetah. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law and the betrothed of his daughters, and he said, "Get up and leave this place, for Hashem is about to destroy the city." He seemed like a jester in the eyes of his sons-in-law. Dalet 14. Vayitze Lot vaydaber al chateniv natachi v'nativ v'omer kumu T'eu min hamakum hazeha ki mishchet Adonai et ha'ir liyahi k'mitzacheka be'eni chateniv. And just at 19:15, and just as dawn was breaking, the angels urged Lot on, saying, "Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are present, lest we be swept away because of the sin of the city." Yekemu hishacher aleha yaetzu himelakem velot le'amer kum kach et ashetecha ve'et sheti venatecha pinamitzet pin tosefeha ve'avin ha'ir. Now at 9:16, still he lingered. So the men grasped him by his hand, his wife's hand, and the hand of his 2 daughters, in Hashem's mercy on him. And they took him out and left him outside the city. At 16, there we go. So that'll be V'yata Mehameha V'yachazeku Nation V'yadu Uvein Ashtu Uveid Sheti V'natev V'chamlet Adonai Alev V'yatzehu V'yanachahu Nachutz Va'ir. And it was as they took them out that one said, "Flee for your life. Do not look behind you nor stop anywhere in all the plain. Flee to the mountain, lest you be swept away." Vihi kohotzeim atum v'chutzaha v'omer v'maleit al nefeshecha al tebeit acharecha v'al ta'amid v'kol hakeker hahareha milot pin tasefeha. Lot said to them, "Please, no, my lord." Vayomer Lot Elohim al na Adonai. See now your servant has found grace in your eyes, and your kindness was great, which you did with me to save my life. But I cannot escape to the mountain, lest the evil attach itself to me and I die. Hanea na mitzei avadecha chen be'anecha v'tagdel chasedecha asher asid amdi lehachiot et nafshi v'anoki le'ayakol lehamalek hahareha pin tadabakeni hareha v'meti. Behold, please, the city is near enough to escape there, and it is small, I shall flee there. Is it not small? Then I will live. Panea na ha'ir, hazeit kveveha lanus shemeha lehave metzer Amalateha na ishimeha hale mitzar heve lutachai nafshi. Okay, then we'll pick back up on that, Hashem willing, tomorrow and cover the Rambam commentary. I mean, we go through this every year, right? Or, Jewish people either either once every 3 years go through the entire Torah, or once a year go through the entire Torah. So, I mean, there's always more and more and more to mine out of there. There's so much. I'm going to wave everybody who stopped by. Thank you so much. I hope the Torah is pure, is a blessing. The Torah teaching is a blessing too. Okay.